We have a fantastic show for you today. Noah St. John is with us again. Today we're going to talk about his new book, The 7-Figure Machine. We'll talk about conflict and adult bullying, a true problem here in the United States. It's amazing to think we have adults that are that insecure that they would bully people and that insecure that they would let it happen. And I work at home, so I don't know. The only people bullying me is my... Very excited to welcome back to the show a longtime friend of the show. I think he's been on 3 or 4 times now. Please welcome Noah St. John to the show. He is one of the foremost thought leaders in our space out there right now. He has written 25 books. He has a new one out called The 7-Figure Machine, Your Ultimate Roadmap to Endless Earnings and Financial Freedom. Noah was on the show maybe like 4 months ago. Too soon to have him on again. And I saw that he was on the schedule and I wrote, it was like, no, it's too soon. He's like, yeah, but it's a new book. Noah, welcome. How you doing?
Thanks, man. It's great to be back.
How do you produce so much? What is your work schedule, your productivity like? How do you get so much content out?
I have always loved writing, Jim. I've always loved, one of my earliest memories is when I was in kindergarten and we had these blocks of letters, how you learn your ABCs. And I would just make these words and I would just create words, even though they were nonsense words. I just always loved writing. So it was always my dream to be a writer. A lot of kids dream about being an astronaut or a baseball player. I dreamed of being a writer. And so I just always enjoyed and loved writing. And so this is really my dream life. My dream career is being an author, being a published author. And so, I don't really work that hard. I know it sounds funny. I mean, I've written 25 books over the last 27 years. Basically one a year, but actually last few years have been even more fruitful and, really creating a lot. But really, it's just, I just think of problems that I see my clients facing. And I say, how can I help people solve these problems? And, as you mentioned, the new book is called The 7-Figure Machine. And it really is how to create an automation in your business so you can have your business working hard for you so you don't have to work so hard for your business.
We'll come back to that in a minute. For sure, Of course. How do you write a book? Are you pen on paper like Bill Clinton, a long legal pad? Do you type into a computer? Do you dictate? I dictate. That's how I write. I'm not sure that's actually writing anymore, but that's how I get stuff into the computer. What's your process? Do you get up early in the morning before the noise? Walk me through the whole situation.
Yeah, I do definitely like to get up early in the morning. I am most creative in the mornings. So, when I'm writing a book, I'm very, very focused. I like working on deadlines. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs and, author speakers who, they fear deadlines. They hate them. The great writer Douglas Adams had a great quote. He said, "I love deadlines. I love the whooshing sound they make as they rush past." That's a great quote on deadlines.
Listen to this, Noah. When I was in graduate school, I went to graduate school in Hawaii. I was getting a Japanese MBA. And there was a group of us, like 24 students. I think we did every class together. We flew to Tokyo together every other week and flew back together to Honolulu. It was a group of us. And I lived with a guy named Mark, and we were number 1 and number 2 in our program. And we were very competitive, and it got 2 or 3 months in, and we developed a deal that I was not allowed to start a project until he was done with it. And then we would compete to see who got the highest grade. And nice. We always got the same grade. We both got A's. But that was, I don't work well unless I know that there's a deadline looming and it's really soon. So
right. And
that to you.
Yes, exactly. So what I do is let's say, this new book, The 7-Figure Machine, I gave myself 30 days to write this book. And I said to my wife, honey, I'm going to be, working very hard on this and, I'm going to be really focused. And so that was the thing for me is about eliminating distractions. This is one of the things I work with my clients on all the time. In fact, it's one of the biggest things that people come to me for help with, which is to focus, right? To eliminate distractions, because of course we live in a world of infinite distractions. A world of infinite distractions is at our fingertips every second of every day, namely our smartphones. And so it is very hard for a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners to just to just focus, to just get things done each day. And so I understand that. I kind of like you were just sharing. I mean, I was a straight A student in school as well. I always got straight A's. I was a salutatorian of my high school. I graduated a year early, still graduated second in my class. And I always loved, and it sounds so dumb, but I loved homework. I loved doing. I was like Hermione in Harry Potter. I'm totally Hermione. So the point is, I was always that kid who had my hand up and say, "Oh," ooh, and I love the kids are like, Anyway, but so the point is, I'm still like that, and that's why, like with my publisher, they said, "Listen, here's the manuscript is due on this date." I'm like, "Okay," and I always get it to them early because I can't help myself. I got to still get those straight A's. So that's one of the things that I do is eliminate distractions for that time period. Meaning, I'm not checking my email, I'm not going on social media. But for so many people, it's really hard. Just that simple act of eliminating distractions is really hard for a lot of people. So, I mean, ironically, yes, I'm very good at that, but I also help people to do that, to just literally eliminate distractions so they can get more done in a lot less time.
Give us one or two tips there. So don't check email. What else do we do?
Well, I mean, honestly, it really is that simple. I mean, that's the basic idea is turn off your damn phone. I mean, that's really, it comes down to that more than anything, because everybody is always reachable, 24/7 now in terms of being able to ping people on Messenger or email or text or whatever. And if you're just constantly checking your phone, then it's going to be a heck of a lot harder to get things done. I have a good friend in the industry who talks about there is no such thing as multitasking. There's only something he calls switch tasking. Switch tasking means you really can't do two things at once. Not really. You can switch back and forth really quick. But when you switch back and forth, it's say, you're writing a book and checking your email. You're writing a book and you're looking on social media. Your productivity just plummets. And so you just turn off your damn phone, just turn off the phone. And if you have to, and by the way, there are apps that help you with this, is that they don't let you go on social media, when you're doing, let's say a project. Writing a book or whatever it might be. And so use those. I don't have to. I have a built-in multitasking function apparently. But, for those people who find it harder to do that, then just use apps like that help you to really stay focused.
All right. Great advice. Do you have a special spot in the house or rules for the family? Do they know not to come in, for example?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I do get to work from home. I have a beautiful home office with a beautiful bookcase and everything like that. So yes, I'm very fortunate, and I have that. And yeah, I mean, like I said to my wife, honey, it's going to be 30 days, and don't bother me. No, I didn't say it like that, but when I'm working here, I really do need to focus. Because what's nice is I always turn off the computer at 5 o'clock. I mean, I could work 18 hours a day, work from home. That's another big problem for a lot of people who work from home. They don't know how to set those kind of boundaries, a boundary of time specifically, and so what my favorite flex is to just turn off the damn computer, just turn off the computer and at whatever time it is, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever, because I just want to enjoy life. I want my business working hard for me. I don't want to be working hard for my business. I want it working for me.
What are your thoughts on the take all afternoon off because you're at soccer practice with the kids and then work after the kids go to bed?
We all have to do what we have to do. I mean, if you have those situations, the soccer practice, the ballet recitals, you don't want to miss those things. I mean, the kids, and this is such a cliche, but it's so true. The kids are only young one time, and then it's gone forever. And I talk to so many parents
who batch of kids.
Yeah, well, you can do that. That's fine. After a while, you might get a little tired, but yeah, that's one answer. But I talk to so many parents who regret
for
that.
Their birthday.
No,
a new baby.
Okay, I'll take your word for that one.
That's what I got for my 50th birthday.
Nice. Very nice. Well, anyway, so the point is I talk to a lot of parents who regret, just have so much regret. They miss those times. They were working and they were on the road or whatever it is. And listen, we got to do what we got to do. I get it. But that's one of the things I'm very passionate about is helping people to install systems so that you can take the time off, so that you can, be at the soccer practices, be at the ballet recitals, and be there fully present. You're not worried about what's going on back at the office or what have you. And, you're not constantly checking your phone, but you're really, really there, present in the moment, because those moments, once they're gone forever.
Fully there. Wow. There's an adjective that makes it totally different. I went to Hawaii once, Noah, took my wife and our 9-month-old baby, and we stayed at the resort where Bill Gates and Melinda got married. So, that's in divorce now. But anyway, we stayed at that resort and it had a very, very nice room. We had a suite, I remember, so that the baby could sleep and we could still watch TV and stuff like that. We did it up.
Nice.
And every day we had a little cabana by the pool, and they had a phone in there so I could do my work and, take calls and stuff. Noah, when we checked out, my bill for the room, the food, the babysitters, our activities was $10,000, whatever.
Oh my!
This is 30 years ago.
Jeez.
Well, it gets worse. Listen to this.
Uh-oh.
The phone bill was bigger than my hotel bill.
Oh,
because I spent that much time on the phone.
Oh dear.
From Hawaii, and so this is, this is 30 years ago when we still had a phone bill.
Right.
I call and you paid $32 for a long distance call and stuff. I was fully 100% at work on my vacation. And here's a weird, surprising, shocking twist. That marriage ended in divorce.
That is shocking. I never saw that one coming.
Never saw that coming, did you?
No, total shock. Yeah.
Tell us about seven figure machines.
Well, what I realized, Jim, is that I really wanted to help people become free, have that freedom, endless earnings and financial freedom. As you said, that's the subtitle. And so I realized that, this is what I've been doing personally for myself for a while now. And of course, I've helped so many of my clients do it. And so I realized that there's really a series of checklists that an entrepreneur, business owner, or somebody who wants to start a business really needs to go through. And I spent over $500,000 in over 20 years of my life to put this together. So I said earlier that it took me 30 days to write this book. It really took me 20 years to write this book because it's been all the pain and torment and frustration that I had to face over all these years of starting from nothing in 1997 in a 300 square foot basement apartment with $800 in a book on HTML. I mean, that's how I started my business. SuccessClinic.com. And, all these years later, yes, I've helped people make over $3 billion collectively. But it really, if I would have had these secrets that I give people in this book, I would be a gazillionaire by now, because I had to go and pay all these guys all this money, the gurus I'm talking about, marketing gurus and people like that, only to find out they can't teach their way out of a paper bag. And so I really put these checklists together. They're fill in the blank, paint by numbers, plug and play systems, checklists, strategies, tactics, techniques that anybody can do so that you can really scale up. One of the big things I see is that a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners are really stuck at that 6-figure mark. And hey, 6 figures, that's no slouch. That's, nothing to be ashamed of. But the number one goal that I hear people make or say to me is, no, I really want to break through that income ceiling. Yes, I'm making 6 figures, and that's great, but I really want to get to that 7-figure level and hence 7-figure machine. So it's really a very step-by-step checklist that I wish somebody would have given me all those years ago. It took me 20 years to put this together. So that's why I'm saving people so much time, money, effort, and stress.
When I was running my very first business, I was 23, 24 when we started. We got to $1.2 million, I think, and then hit a plateau. And then around 6 million, we hit another plateau. And then at 12 million, we hit another plateau. And each time it was my skill set holding us back. I had to learn a new skill, a new marketing. Every year it was different. One year was marketing, one year was finance, things like that. That's typical, isn't it? Is it usually the management team's inability to advance what is preventing the growth, the scale?
Yeah, usually. I'll give you a perfect example of what you're talking about. I was speaking at an event in Los Angeles for about 1,000 entrepreneurs, and I was, teaching my strategies, my points, and I was walking off the stage. A man came up to me out of the audience, and he said, "Noah, I want to hire you as my coach. You are the coach that I've been looking for." Now, I didn't know this man from Adam. Ironically, his name was Adam. True story. Anyway, I said, "Okay, what's going on?" He said, "Noah, we're at 7 figures. We're doing well, but we have been stuck at this level for the past 4 years." He said, "And I can't break through. And I have spent all this money. I've done all the marketing gurus, named all the big names." He said, "But we just can't break through." And he said, "As soon as I heard you speak, I knew that you were the coach that I have been looking for." He decided to hire me on the spot. That's why I love working with high achievers, because they make decisions quickly and firmly. They don't dilly-dally. They don't mess around. So I coached him one-on-one for 18 months. And in that 18 months, we got his company from being stuck at 7 figures for the previous 4 years to over 20 million in revenues, a 600% increase in less than 18 months. It was his inner game. See, so I teach inner game and outer game. Inner game is everything that happens between your ears. And outer game is, of course, everything that you can see, right? That's right in front of you. So he had spent all of this time and money, like you were just talking about, marketing, finance, customer service, sales. Hey, all that stuff is very important. And look, it got him to that 7-figure level. But because no one had taken the time to show him how to master his inner game, which is what I've been teaching for over 25 years now, he just couldn't break through that income ceiling. So, that's what's really powerful about this is whether you need your help on your inner game or your outer game. I mean, this really can help you, whatever you are looking for.
All right, let's get through some of the secrets in the book. Mm-hmm. Let's go perhaps through a funnel. The offer. What are some of your offer secrets relating to the offer? Absolutely. That's in fact where we start. So every successful business starts with one successful offer, right? And so what is an offer? Well, it's what people are going to give you money for, right? So an offer could be, I coach you. I could coach you one-on-one. An offer could be, I coach you as a group. There's lots of different offers, but my main offer secrets that I want people to realize is there are 3 general types of offers that you really want to focus on. And that is done for you, done with you, and do it yourself. All right. So those are the 3 basic type of offers that I walk you through in the book. So for example, done for you is generally for people who have more money than time. So as an example, we have a book done for you service, right? So I've written 25 books. I'm the only author in history who's had works published by Hay House, HarperCollins, Simon & Schuster, Mind Valley, Nightingale Conant, and the Chicken Soup for the Soul publisher. No one else in history has ever done that. I'm the only one. So people ask me all the time, "Hey, Noah, can you help me write my book? I mean, you've written all these books. Can you help me with mine?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I can do that." So I started this book done for you service. And so people hire me now, me and my team, to get their book done. And just as an example, like we had a stem cell doctor, one of our clients is a stem cell doctor in Nashville. He called me up and he said, "Noah, I've been thinking about and wanting to write this book for 10 years. And he hired me to get the book done for him. And we got it done in 8 weeks. 8 weeks from 10 years. All right. So that's what can happen when you have someone and you hire someone who has a system. So that's an example of a done for you service. Then the done with you is exactly what it sounds like. So that would be an example of like coaching. So for example, we have one-on-one coaching, we have group coaching. And that's for people who want that support, that guidance, that accountability, right? Which is, I think most people these days really want that. They want that support, that guidance, that accountability, that hand-holding, that get their questions answered in real time and so on. So that's the done with you. And then, of course, there's do it yourself. So that's for people, generally speaking, who have more time than money, right? And so if you're just starting out, let's say, or if you're just saying, well, I just want to invest a little bit right now and then see how it goes. So we have, lots of done do it yourself. So like, for example, if you go to my website, you'll see tons of
do-it-yourself courses, like online courses like Power Habits Academy, Seven Figure Machine, and so forth. I mean, a book is a do-it-yourself, right? That's a do-it-yourself offer. That's a book because you're reading a book, and you know that when you spend $20, you're not going to talk to the author. You're not going to get that type of done with you. But hey, it's a great place to start. And I've had people who bought my books and then invested $100K for me to coach them. So I mean, a book is a wonderful thing, and I think every entrepreneur should have at least one book. So that's examples of offers.
Secrets for product.
Okay, well, then that's after you come up with your different offers, then you have to create a product, right? A product is something that you have, right? So as I just stated, I feel that every entrepreneur should have a book, at least one book, because think about it this way. Let's say you're in a very competitive market. Well, what market isn't competitive these days, right? Every market is competitive, whether you're a coach, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a network marketer, whether you're a realtor, whether you're a chiropractor. I mean, and I've worked with and helped all of the above and more. But I mean, so think about it this way. Let's say you're a realtor, right? And there's Realtor A and Realtor B. And Realtor A has published a book and Realtor B has not published a book. With all things being equal, who are most people going to sign with? Realtor A, who has a book. Why? Because they have a book, right? So what does a book do? A book shows that you have taken the time and put in the effort to put your thoughts down in a book form. So what's really nice is, of course, nowadays, it's so much easier than when I started in 1997. I mean, all those years ago, I had to go down to the local copy shop on the corner and actually physically print my books. Well, nowadays, of course, you don't need to do any of that. It's all print on demand. You can use Kindle Direct Publishing, and there's lots and lots of secrets, that we help our clients with. But basically speaking, a book is a great example of a product that I think every entrepreneur should have. And then I talk about other different products like virtual events and online courses and things like that. But those are the things that you've got to have because that's how people are going to pay you money.
List building.
So list building is so crucial. Every single chapter here in this book is crucial, of course. Building a business is like building a house. There's a lot of elements, a lot of systems that have to work together so that you have a thing called a house that you can live in. So in terms of list building, it's very important because think about this. All right. So I know a lot of people say, well, you don't really need a website or you can just use social media. And I'm like, okay, social media is great. But the point is, generally speaking, you don't own Facebook. You don't own TikTok. You don't own LinkedIn, whatever. So they can kick you off anytime they want. It's the difference between owning and renting. If you rent a house, if you rent an apartment, that's great, but they can kick you out. If you own a house, if you own your condo, whatever, you own it. It's yours, and they can't kick you out. Well, it's exactly the same with your email list. Your email list, I strongly feel, people ask me all the time, what is the most important asset as a business owner? And other than your mind, your mindset and your habits, the most important, physical asset you can have really is a list of people who know, like, and trust you. So I'm teaching you here in this chapter on my 7-figure list building secrets, how to build your email list from scratch if you have to start from scratch. And then I actually give you my campaign profit blueprint where I give you the 7 different phases of actually, the different kinds of email campaigns that you can put in place. But the bottom line is it's just absolutely crucial to have your own email. And by the way, I know there's a lot of marketing gurus that say, oh, email is dead. Email doesn't work anymore. Meanwhile, what are they doing? They're using email to tell you that message, right? So what I always tell people is don't listen to what the gurus say. Look at what they're actually doing.
I've interviewed most of the gurus and I find them to be morons.
Hello, you said it. Yeah.
We have time for one more client attraction secrets.
Right. And so this is where we get into traffic. What's so funny is that, talking about the gurus, I've had so many people say to me, whether, one-on-one or group coaching, and say, no, I spent all this money on Facebook ads and I lost all this money. And I go, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. I've had that happen too. And I say, why did you do that? Well, guru A, guru B, the guru said I had to do that. And if I didn't spend money on Facebook ads, I was a loser. And I'm like, oh man, I hate when they do that. And I say, by the way, what were you sending your traffic to? And they go, well, my website. And then I say, well, but what was your offer? And they go, well, I don't have an offer yet. And I mean, talk about facepalm, right? It's like, oh my God, the only thing you can do in that case is lose money. So do you see why client attraction is chapter 5, right? We have to do all this stuff first in order to start then driving traffic. Because if you don't do it right, if you don't do it in order, all you can do is lose money. And believe me, I learned this the hard way. So like I said earlier, I'm saving you 20 years of pain and torture that I had to go through. So really, that client attraction secrets, I give you my MAPS method in there. And very briefly, MAPS stands for media, affiliate marketing, pay-per-click advertising, speaking, SEO, and social media marketing. So I walk you through every step that, gosh, I wish somebody would have taught me this a long time ago. I'd be a gazillionaire, but I'm doing okay. But man, this is something I wish I would have had a long time ago.
Likewise, it looks like a great one. Noah, we're out of time. How do we find out more? Get a copy, follow online, get on your list.
Yes, sir. So 7figuremachinebook.com. Very easy to remember. 7figuremachinebook.com. Get the book and get a ton of bonuses, including my free course called the 7-Figure Fast Track. So we're going to get you on the fast track to 7 figures. So 7-Figure Machine Book. And by the way, if you want to talk to me or one of my coaches, just go to breakthroughwithnoah.com. Easy to remember. I'm known as the Breakthrough Coach. So breakthroughwithnoah.com. Watch a video there. Book a breakthrough call with me or one of my coaches, and we will show you and walk you through exactly how to implement this in your business so you can have your business working hard for you so you don't have to work so hard for your business. Breakthroughwithnoah.com.
Fantastic. And I'm just looking at my calendar. I see that you're on the schedule for next week when your 26th book comes out.
Right. Yes. It should be any minute now.
Noah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. My pleasure.
Do you see adult bullying increasing in America? Are you aware of the adult bullying crisis?
Absolutely. I mean, it's everywhere. Yes, it's definitely. I mean, I was bullied in high school. I'm sure a lot of people were. And I mean, it's a big problem. Why do you ask?
Our next guest, Bill Eddy, is a bullying expert, has a new book out on adult bullying. So I'm just segueing and getting your thoughts.
Nice segue. I love it. Yeah, that's a very important subject.